Hello, Liverpool fans. Welcome to the Liverpool Report, your go-to source for the latest news, match updates, and transfer stories straight from Anfield. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that subscribe button now and stay in the loop with all things Reds. Mohamed Salah has been told he should be considered for the Balon d'Or despite being not perfect and scruffy in front of goal. The Liverpool forward is currently at the centre of a fiery debate over whether he should be named the world's best player. The controversy was sparked when Anfield legend Jamie Carragher suggested success in the Africa Cup of Nations would not help Salah's cause in winning the top accolade. Carragher has since attracted criticism for suggesting that AFCON was not a major tournament and had hampered Salah's chances of gaining recognition previously. Ex-Manchester United star Rio Ferdinand was among those who accused him of trying to devalue the competition, sparking a war of words between the former rivals. Salah is currently enjoying an excellent campaign at Liverpool under Arneslot, with 42 goal contributions to his name as his team chases a possible Premier League and Champions League double. A new figure has now weighed in on the strength of the Egyptian's credentials to win the Ballon d'Or in the form of ex-United goalkeeper Ben Foster. Speaking on his Fozcast podcast, Foster said that he believes Salah should be the main contender for the prize as long as Liverpool succeed in their bid for silverware. The former England international's comments came despite him admitting that he doesn't always find the attacker's style of play the easiest to watch. Mo Salah is so strong. I know there's a lot of people who say technically he might not be absolutely perfect, but who cares, Foster said. If Liverpool go on to become Champions League finalists and they're winning the Premier League, he has got to be at the top of the list. He's not technically perfect, but with everything else, he is 10 out of 10. Even when he's scruffy with his finishes, it still goes in the back of the net. The discussion over the merits of Salah's claim to the Ballon d'Or began following an awkward moment in the Sky Sports studio on Sunday. Both Micah Richards and Daniel Sturridge called Carragher out after he appeared to disregard AFCON as the trio were analysing Liverpool's impressive 2-0 win away to Manchester City. Carragher said, "I think the problem is the fact he's with Egypt and he's probably not playing in the major tournament as such, or maybe got a great chance of winning. I think it's either the Champions League or the major tournament." That prompted both Richards and Sturridge to pull Carragher up, with Richards arguing, "Just to say AFCON is a major tournament because a lot of people will be at home saying they aren't taking it serious. AFCON is a big tournament, just so you know." Former Sky Sports pundit Richard Keys has since slammed people in Europe who struggle to give due credit to international football on other continents. While not naming Carragher directly, Keys said in a post on his blog, "Seriously. What ignorance, unforgivable ignorance. Time and again down the years I've referenced the arrogance of so-called experts that live and work within the borders of the UK who think nothing beyond their territory matters." The controversy around his comments saw Carragher later try to clarify them in a post on X. He wrote, "The point I was trying to make yesterday was that Mo Salah is at a disadvantage playing for Egypt in terms of him winning the Ballon d'Or. If Salah had an average season at LFC but won the AFCON and was MVP, I don't think he would win the Ballon d'Or, because I don't think AFCON carries the weight of other tournaments. But if Mbappe had an average season at Real Madrid but won the World Cup 2 Euros, he would still have a great opportunity." He added, "I don't think it's controversial at all, really, it's just a fact." Andy Robertson has revealed that Liverpool only worked on their marvellous set-piece routine, which saw them take the lead against Manchester City one day before the game. The Reds opened the scoring after 14 minutes on Sunday, as Mo Salah bagged his 25th Premier League goal of the season. Salah then set up Dominik Szoboszlai to make it 2-0 later in the first half, and that's how it stayed. Salah was returning the favour for Szoboszlai, who'd been the middleman for their well-worked corner kick. Alexis McAllister drilled a low pass towards the midfielder, who'd managed to get free after Robertson used his body to block a City defender. Szoboszlai's precise flick sent the ball into Salah's path and the forward lashed his shot home via a deflection from City's Nathan Ake. It looked like a heavily rehearsed routine, but Robertson mentioned post-match that Liverpool had only practiced it on Saturday. Having been asked about Salah, Robertson told Match of the Day, "He's been unbelievable and obviously our set-piece routine worked, which is pleasing for us. We worked on it yesterday and everyone had a role to play. Mo got the glory of putting it in the back of the net because we don't want anyone else over it like that." Also after the win, which sent Liverpool 11 points clear at the top of the table, Arneslot heaped praise on Liverpool coach Aaron Briggs, who was credited with the set-piece routine. He has done his work very, very, very well, and you don't always see the result of that during games because many times we were close to scoring, Slot hailed. I always say, people might not know it over here yet, but if you go to Holland, then people say, there he, Slot, is again about his set pieces. But if you want to win a big game, then you need to have a neutral balance in set pieces or a positive one. So, if we go to Villa away and they score from a set piece, and we don't, it is so hard to win against a Villa or a Chelsea or an Arsenal. And today, it was the opposite. We scored from a set piece, and that gives you such a boost for this game because at that moment of time, it wasn't that we were dominating the game, it wasn't expected that we could score at any second. So, yeah, set pieces are vital. We started with a new group of people this season, and we need to give them a bit of time because I think that's also what you see at Arsenal. When they started working, it wasn't immediate. It takes a bit of time before you see the result, and that's what we're hoping for in the upcoming 11 games as well. Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard would appear to have mixed feelings on the possibility of returning to Rangers. Gerrard, 44, has quickly been installed the bookies' favourite to replace Philippe Clement, who was sacked on Sunday with the Scottish Giants sitting 13 points behind Glasgow rivals Celtic in the title race. Belgian coach Clement had been in charge since October 2023, but Saturday's 2-0 defeat at home to St Mirren marked the end of his reign. Rangers haven't been able to successfully replace Gerrard since he left Ibrox to manage Premier League side Aston Villa in November 2021. Giovanni van Bronckhorst had a year in charge, and although the Dutchman led Rangers to the Europa League final and won the Scottish Cup, he was sacked a few months later. Michael Beale, Gerrard's former assistant, then came in but was also dismissed after 12 months. Now the Gers have changed managers mid-season once again, with their title hopes fading fast, and only the Europa League left as far as cup competitions go. So, could Gerrard return? Shortly after Villa sacked him in 2022, fellow ex-Liverpool captain Graeme Souness, who played for and managed Rangers, revealed, "I saw Steven a couple of weeks ago in Portugal. He seemed in fine form, and I said to him, 'Are you wanting to go back?' And he said, 'Give it a bit of time and I'll go back if something comes along that is interesting to him, back into the game.' I don't see him going to Glasgow Rangers. Would the supporters be happy with him going back? I'm not sure. They think he left them at a difficult time. I'm not sure." Rangers hero Ali McCoist, however, said earlier this month, "It wouldn't surprise me if Steven Gerrard came back to Ibrox. He's obviously held in really high regard by the supporters because of the league title he won, and his next job is going to be vitally important for him. Things haven't gone according to plan for him after he left Rangers. A little bit like Frank Lampard going to Coventry, his next appointment was really important to him as well. Gerrard remains the only man to lead Rangers to a Scottish title since their liquidation in 2012 and subsequent rise back up the divisions. The 44-year-old is currently a free agent after leaving Saudi Arabian side Al Ettifaq in January, a position which he'd held since July 2023. He's since been linked with other vacancies, including at Championship promotion hopefuls, Blackburn Rovers and League Two bottom dwellers, Carlisle United, although Mirror Football understands that no talks took place with the latter club. Rangers don't have long until their next match, as they're due to face Kilmarnock on Wednesday. Gerrard isn't the only name being mentioned though, as TalkSport report that former Rangers midfielder Barry Ferguson will meet Ibrox Chiefs on Monday to discuss taking job for the rest of this season. Arneslot says Liverpool coach Aaron Briggs deserves all the credit for their pivotal opening goal against Manchester City. The Reds have one hand on the title after opening up a huge 11-point lead at the Premier League summit on Sunday after beating the reigning champions 2-0 at the Etihad, courtesy of goals from Mohamed Salah and Dominik Szoboszlai. It was Salah's 14th minute opener that set Slot's men on the road to victory. A well-worked set-piece routine saw Szoboszlai feed a short corner directly into Salah's path, with the Egyptians' deflected strike beating Ederson in the home goal. And speaking post-match, Slot made it clear that it was Briggs, the club's individual development coach, who should be getting all the plaudits for that one. He has done his work very, very, very well, and you don't always see the result of that during games because many times we were close to scoring, Slot said of Briggs. I always say people might not know it over here yet, but if you go to Holland, then people say, there he is again about his set pieces, but if you want to win a big game, then you need to have a neutral balance in set pieces, or a positive one. So, if we go to Villa away, and they score from a set piece and we don't, it is so hard to win against a Villa or a Chelsea or an Arsenal. And today it was the opposite. We scored from a set piece, and that gives you such a boost for this game because at that moment of time, it wasn't that we were dominating the game. It wasn't expected that we could score at any second, so yeah, set pieces are vital. Ironically, Liverpool's title rivals, Arsenal, have established themselves as the Premier League set-piece kings, with their specialist coach Nicolas Jova earning plenty of plaudits over the past couple of seasons. But Slot hinted it's likely we'll be hearing more of Briggs and his work now that he and his coaching team have settled into their roles. The Dutchman continued, "We started with a new group of people this season and we need to give them a bit of time because I think that's also what you see at Arsenal. When they started working, it wasn't immediate. It takes a bit of time before you see the result, and that's what we're hoping for in the upcoming 11 games as well.